The Oklahoma City Thunder currently have one of the best young talents in the league right now in Shai Alexander, who's currently averaging almost 31 points a game on top of 4.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and he's also been doing his thing defensively as well, averaging a steal and a half a game on top of 1 block. So I do think it is safe to say that this has probably been the best year of Shai's young career so far, which really isn't saying much just considering the fact that he really hasn't had that long of a career anyway, but the fact that he's only about 5-6 years into his career and he's already averaging 30 points a game, man, there's really not much more you could want from this guy. But we are not here to talk about Shai Alexander. We are here to talk about what they can do to potentially build around Shai Alexander, because me personally, I do not want the Oklahoma City Thunder to, wait till about 2027, 2028, 2029 to start, potentially to build around Shai, you know what I'm saying? Because that just seems like a long ass time, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of Oklahoma City Thunder fans, like my friend Jaden Hernandez, who actually this is who this video was kind of, inspired by, because we were having a conversation talking about, the future of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he's on the side of the, they should just build through the draft, they should just wait and, just use these draft picks throughout the years. But me personally, I feel like Shai Alexander is too good not to build around him right now. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, he's currently averaging almost 31 points to be exact, and he just looks like one of the best players in the league in general just by watching him, just by the eye test, you know what I'm saying? Because as much we can sit here and look at the numbers, if you're not really watching the game and seeing how he's affecting his teammates who really aren't that great, which is kind of the reason I'm getting into this video, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to see the Oklahoma City Thunder build around Shai. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm here to talk a little bit about that. Maybe, give some ideas on, maybe not specific players, but, just kind of ways that the Oklahoma City Thunder can go out and potentially build around Shai. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, I just feel like waiting a couple years is not the answer when Shai Alexander is such a great player this early in his career. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, to get into it, the first thing I want to talk about is the draft picks that Oklahoma actually currently have. In 2028, they currently have 24 picks until the year 2028. That's a lot of picks, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like you don't have to be a sports analyst or, a knowledgeable NBA analyst to know that that's a lot of picks, you know what I'm saying? 24 picks in the span of that's 5 years. That's a lot of picks. You get what I'm saying? So they have a lot that they can do, to build around Shai without giving up all of these picks. And this isn't even all the picks they have until about, I want to say 2030. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, they definitely have a lot of room to work with. So I really don't see why the Oklahoma City Thunder is sitting here trying to, they have a 15-man roster right now, currently in 2023, that needs to be developed. So me personally, it just doesn't really make sense in the back of my mind to wait until 2028 to start developing players when you have players right now that can be developed. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really get the mindset of the Oklahoma City Thunder front office or maybe some of their fans, just because to me that doesn't make sense. Why would you want to wait a whole 4 to 5 years to develop players when you have players right now on the roster that could be developed? Like, it doesn't make sense. You get what I'm saying? So me personally, I would like the Oklahoma City Thunder to go out and potentially trade maybe some of the young players like Isaiah Joe, maybe, you know what I'm saying, Trey Mann, I don't know, man, Lou Dort, and maybe a couple of these picks to, potentially go get a second star to put along Shai Alexander, because I feel like that's really all he needs. Currently right now, the Oklahoma City Thunder are currently sitting at a record of 16-22, and they're at the 13th seed in the Western Conference. They're 1 win and 1 loss behind the Los Angeles Lakers at the 12th seed. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like if they just had a little bit of extra help, this Oklahoma City Thunder team could go a real long way, you know what I'm saying? Because just the other night, this team without Shai beat the Boston Celtics, the best team in the league, 150 to like 118, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy to see the progression of Shai Alexander, through the 4 to 5 years in his career, and just to see that the Oklahoma City Thunder are kind of just not really doing shit with it. You get what I'm saying? To me, it kind of almost resembles the Luka situation in Dallas. Obviously, Luka is a whole different beast. He's a whole different monster. We don't even got to get into that because I'm not comparing them to. What I'm saying is you have one all-star caliber player on one team with just a bunch of, basic, decent players at best on the team. There's no second star. There's no second fiddle. I mean, the best second player that the Dallas Mavericks have on some nights is Spencer Dinwiddie. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like I just don't want to see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander do the same thing that is happening to Luka right now. And I mean, speaking of Luka, they're currently 4th seed in the West, so they're doing their thing as of recently. But I'm just saying, you guys seen how the beginning of the season started out with Dallas, you know, just being very, very underwhelming after making the Western Conference last year. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't want to see Shai go through that. And the fact that he's on a rookie max until 2027, that's worth $180 million, is kind of makes my point even more. Why are you guys signing him to this contract, having him stay here for another 4 to 5 years if you're not going to build around him? You know what I'm saying? It kind of frustrates me, and you know, I just kind of wanted to hop on here real quick and talk about that because obviously Shai is one of my favorite players, as many of you guys already know. And yeah, man, I know a lot of Oklahoma City Thunder fans, and you know, I've been conversating with them, trying to see what their perspective's like. But me personally, I don't get it. I don't get it. If you have a player like Shai, I'd build around him right now. You know what I'm saying? My homie was saying that Shai might not even be on the team by the time Oklahoma gets their championship contending team, which I guess may be true because I don't see them competing for a championship anytime soon unless they start, you know, build around Shai. That's basically what the hell I've been saying this whole damn video. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I just feel like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I just feel like there's so many things that Oklahoma City Thunder can do to put alongside Shai, you feel me? Just because I feel like there's so many great young players, as many of you guys know. We have Donovan Mitchell just had a 71-point game the other night. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a young man's league. It is a young man's league for sure. And I just feel like if they get one extra piece to put alongside my man Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, watch out, man. Watch out, because he's already been putting the spanking on some of the best teams in the league, including my Los Angeles Clippers. He beat us back to back in OKC, which I was heated about. I was mad as fuck. Excuse my language. I was mad as hell, man. I was heated. I'm not even going to get into it, but like I was saying, he's beaten some of the best teams in the league, including my Clippers. He beat the goddamn Boston Celtics the other night, who currently have the best record in the league at 26-12. So I think that just goes to show my point that the Oklahoma City Thunder should build around Shai. You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say specific players because I really don't know. That's really not up for me to decide. But like I said, bro, there's so much young talent in this league. That's up for Oklahoma City Thunder, the Oklahoma City Thunder to decide. You get what I'm saying? Because they have a lot of options they could do. You know what I'm saying? So, and I also forgot to mention that Chet Holmgren could be possibly back next year for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So that could be very, very big for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder as well. You know what I'm saying? Just another young piece on top of their other 15 young pieces. You know what I'm saying? But no, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they really, really do have a lot to work with. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if it's picks, young players, whatever it is, I really think that they will have a very bright future. You know what I'm saying? But what I would like to see, man, the only two players I feel like that should be untouchable on this roster. I mean, honestly, no one, because they're the 13th seed. But if we're talking, you know, strictly talent and strictly potential, I feel like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren should be the most untouchable players on this team. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's a pretty good, solid, you know, place to start when you're trying to build a franchise. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like if you possibly bring in, you know, another star player, regardless if he's the number 1 option, depending on how good he is, if he's better than Shai, maybe a number 2 option until, you know, Chet, you know, possibly gets his feet under him and he gets his, you know, his NBA reps under him. Maybe bring in a second option or bring in a third option to, you know, put alongside those two while those two flourish and kind of carry the team while that third star is kind of playing like the Aaron Gordon role for the Denver Nuggets right now. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'd really like to see the Oklahoma City Thunder, you know, potentially build around Shai, because one thing we're realizing as NBA fans is these young players are coming into the league great right away. So it's like, why would you want to waste any potential that you could have winning a championship? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, Luka came into the league his first year and was, you know, not taking the Mavericks to the playoffs, but he was damn near close. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was great, bro. He had damn near one of the best rookie years of all time. Like, there's just so much great talent in the league right now great young talent, and it's just, I don't want to see none of it go to waste. I want to see a lot of these guys start contending at an early age just to give themselves, more of a chance to win a championship, you know what I'm saying? Because say you only have 15 years of your prime, why would you want to, take chances on just those 15 years when you could take a chance on a 20-year career on winning a championship, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's super likely, but when you have a player that's averaging 30 points, like, come on, man. Stop playing with the man. Stop playing with that boy Shai. That is my guy. That is my dog. Former Clipper, you know what I'm saying? But that does conclude this video, man. I really do appreciate you guys tapping in, listening to what J. Coop has to say about the Oklahoma City Thunder and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, man. Hopefully, they can make the necessary and appropriate moves to build around my boy Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because, hey, I would love to see my boy back in that competitive mindset, you know what I'm saying? The only time we got to see my boy Shai be competitive was back when Chris Paul was on the team. You get what I'm saying? So, hey, man, shout out to my boy Shai, and shout out to y'all for tuning in, man. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit it with a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and make sure you subscribe, because, hey, 2023 is going to be a great year, man. We are trying to do nothing but drop bangers, you know what I'm saying? Because, hey, at the Bucket Discussions, man, one thing we like to do is go beyond the stat sheet, beyond an error, to bring you guys that real, authentic, fire sports conversation, man. Until next time, I'm out.
In the jungle like I'm Conan, count up with both hands, switch the flow like it was broken. I'm on the road, man, making plays just like DeRozan. I shoot my shot, and that shit wetter than the ocean. I brag a lot, but with the wind and come the boasting. I made a lot from them apartments that I sold, and he didn't make it up to college, so them streets where he enrolled in. I know I'm a scholar from the moments that I was exposed in.